Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelove, and this is Speedplay Italy and Hearts of Iron 3 number 20. We left off letting the AI deal with our rebels. We have to manage our industry a little bit, and we're cleaning up the remnants of America in Norway. Iceland exists and has no victory points, and we've invaded Florida. So, what we're going to do is come up with a battle plan against the United States. We're going to try to defend ourselves in Florida and attack in the northeast. More likely just along their ports. We'll also make these arrows look a little bit better. Anyway, though, the general plan is we'll land and then try to just push out from all of our various landing sites. We have quite a few planes, ships, and armored and mechanized units. We won't land any infantry units if we can avoid it. And we're going to send our Marines up to the American northeast. Hopefully we will just land on some of their port cities and seize them. So we land on New York City, and we just take it without a fight, so we go pluck up our Marines. We also get some ships over back to Europe so we can pick up more units and bring them back to the New World. We also attempt to land on Boston. Sorry for just flinging the camera all around. We are now building up our Air Force with several groups of close air support. So we have 3 groups of close air support and 1 air intercept. We'll bring them all to New York. More rebellions. Unfortunately, it doesn't look as though we're going to win in Boston, so we pull out and just attack Philadelphia instead. America lands their forces on the Panama Canal. We won't be able to get there in time to prevent that. We also have to reinforce New York, pulling troops from Philadelphia. We're picking up more units, and we're bringing them over to hopefully land in one of these 2 North American cities we're on. The Americans have taken Panama. We're going to hopefully be able to hold. We do end up losing New York, which is rather disastrous. We're able to now research more technologies, though, for our infantry and armor, which goes and applies to mechanized as well. We begin landing our armored and mechanized units just throughout the northeast. We do manage to land a few successful times, not with any ports, though, so we have to seize New York. We do manage to drive over and take New York, which is pretty good. We also charge over, build a few more units, and we do end up driving over and taking Boston as well. So we now have several of their key port cities. We're also going to send more forces back, pick up even more units, and bring them over. Essentially, we're going to take as much of the armored forces as we possibly can from Europe and bring them to North America. Hopefully we'll be able to supply them all. That's really going to be a significant question. They do have very good, infrastructure. However, we don't have very many ports. So the more port cities we seize, the better our plan will go. You'll notice we lost Boston, and one of our units is now trapped around Boston, which is a problem. We'll hopefully be able to get more forces there. We do manage to pick up all of these units from Europe. We'll transfer them over to New York. There is a battle for Philadelphia, which isn't going ideally. We are attacking in Florida, and we bring our troops away from Mexico to the port so that we can pick them up. Rebellions. And alright, so we do manage to start pushing the Americans back. We do take Boston back. We also have Miami. We lost our Air Force in New York. They had to go to Miami, so we bring them back up, and now we can use them to aid our forces. We're just using close air support. We're not really using our strategic bombing groups or anything like that. We might use them later on if the line stagnates. We go ahead and reorganize our army, giving all of our groups to command units inside North America, the Latin headquarters, and we begin charging out from our landing sites, trying to destroy whatever forces we can get to. I'm definitely going to... Okay, so we do start moving forward. We are running out of supplies, though, which is bad. We only have 2 major ports, which is evidently not enough. We really should move over and take back Philadelphia just to get more access. We do go ahead and add the Conquest Casus Belli against Canada. And the plan is going to be that we will just annex Canada and the United States, puppet everyone else that we're fighting, and that will be the full extent of our empire. We are having a bit of issues really everywhere. We are still able to drive up north, up just through Maine and all of the American Northeast. We haven't really been able to drive back into Philadelphia. and we're just holding out in New Jersey. Hopefully we'll be able to destroy this last American armored unit in southern New Jersey. They are charging up through New York State, and we're going to have to meet that armored unit at some point. We also need to bring our Marines down to take Panama back, otherwise they'll just bring more and more naval elements, and I'm not sure how well we'll fare against their whole navy. As it is, though, the lines are kind of stagnant. We are having some supply issues. We charge into Canada to try to just defeat them a bit, but it doesn't really work out. We're bogged down in Florida and kind of just, not really bogged down, but the line's becoming a little less fluid, and we did lose a battle against the Americans in New Jersey. We are landing in Panama again. In Florida, we're trying to do what we can. We start breaking off a completely new navy. We have enough ships for maybe 2 more navies, but we don't have the carrier groups ready. We go ahead and give them an admiral, load up the carrier air groups, and bring them over to Cuba, and then up to Florida. We did retake Panama, which is amazing news. And if we win this naval battle, then we'll be set. We're also plucking up even more forces. And, alright, looks like we might win that naval battle. Up in the northeast, we see a lot of Mexican infantry, weirdly enough, making up the majority of America's defenses. We also charge north from Florida. Hopefully we'll be able to expand that. We do win the battle off the coast of Panama right when reinforcements arrive. We have a unit trapped behind the lines, and things are getting very quick, so I'm sorry if we're not quite caught up with it. We are losing a significant battle in northern New Jersey, or New York State, which could make New Jersey a pocket, so we have to fall back from there and just kind of defend ourselves. One unit is pocketed. Picking up even more forces, bringing them all over. We'll hopefully destroy that American armored unit, or at least force it to flee into Canada. We did lose part of our advance in Florida. We begin a large naval landing on on Washington, D.C., and it isn't going very well, which is a bit of a problem. So that's probably not going to work. Our forces are just carving up through the less defended areas of the United States. We are fighting their navy quite a bit. We bring additional forces in, and we actually have a group of several mechanized and armored, slightly more armored than mechanized. We'll bring them into Norfolk and just all throughout these various areas in an attempt to just launch a major landing. We now charge up into Washington, D.C. from land, in Florida, just everywhere around there, and hopefully we'll be able to reorganize our forces and attack out of New Jersey. Our Florida forces are pressing into Georgia. We're surrounding Washington, D.C., and alright, everywhere is going fairly well. We attack Washington, D.C. from another direction. We begin pressing up into Georgia just throughout. And we do have Norfolk, which will give us a port. Once we take D.C., we'll have another, and hopefully that'll clean up our supply issues quite a bit. Washington, D.C. is under our control. Alright, there we go. We control Washington, D.C. We have quite a few forces ready to go in various directions. Hopefully they'll manage to pull everything off. We're charging south with some of our armies. This is quite a bit of rapid action, so I'm sorry if it doesn't turn out very well in the video. We're just advancing at this point. Solidly, you can see that our armies are moving just generally away from their landing sites, deeper into the American countryside, even up into Canada. It doesn't look as though there's any resistance in large sections of their country. They do have a fight in Norway. Overall, though, we're really able to just start expanding our forces out, land on additional ports of the United States, and just start rolling through their countryside. The main goal is going to be to just take as many ports as we can and connect all of our landing zones. So here you see we've connected the northeastern landing zone, or the, Central's landing zone to the Florida landing zone. We still don't have Philadelphia, though, so we are split in our northeastern campaigns into Canada and our central campaigns. However, once we take Philadelphia, we'll have that resolved. We are about to take New Orleans, which will be very helpful. And they're storming the beach in Fiji, though that doesn't matter. So if we manage to keep this up, I think that it's safe to say we might be able to end the war and the campaign on the next video. Don't take me at my word on that, though, because it's very likely that they will defend themselves. They do have all of Asia, I'm looking for other nuclear facilities right now because we just took their one. However, they have one in Oklahoma City. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully on time this time.